one more. You know, since we went as crazy as Fent, you know, we went with today. We've gone to the one of the hardest hardcore drugs, Fent. Now, let's go to one of the ones that we basically accept as like. Not only do we accept as a modern, like, just totally fine in society, but I genuinely believe is one of those things that, like, if it was not for alcohol, specifically beer, I genuinely believe humanity would not exist today. I genuinely believe that humanity would have gone extinct, or like we would have an entirely different society to this day. Because if it was not for the antiviral effects, if it wasn't for beer and the ability to basically kill a ton of viruses and bacteria and disease in our guts, in our stomachs, especially in the early medieval ages, we would have died from diseases a long time ago. I'm telling you, that is a fact. But at the same time, it's important to realize that alcohol can absolutely be, like, dangerous if not handled the right way. But it's important to understand that there was a time where legitimately it was actually healthier to drink beer than it was to drink water, because water tended to contain parasites and other dangerous bacteria. So beer was just flat out safer. Flat out safer. This was your lunch drink. And I am a monkey that never drinks alcohol. I have not drank alcohol really in freaking, like, there was for sure like a cool 2-year period where I was completely sober, completely no alcohol. Now, right now, in my current day, in my life, right now, I literally only ever drink alcohol if I'm, like, going to a party with somebody and they have alcohol there, I will drink. Otherwise, absolutely no alcohol whatsoever. I don't drink it, I don't really, but I do enjoy a nice cocktail if I go out somewhere. I absolutely love a good beer. Big fan of a good beer. Modelo Negra specifically, amazing. Shout out, let's go.
Alcohol is the most harmful substance on Earth. Every year.
All right. We're gonna start after I just finish glazing beer. You're gonna start off with this.
Alcohol is the most harmful substance on Earth. Every year, it kills more people than terrorism, wars, homicides, and car accidents combined.
To be fair, he said alcohol, not beer. I'm just saying. I was glazing beer. I was glazing beer. I'm just saying. He said alcohol, not beer.
It injures tens of millions in accidents.
Let me grab another mineral water, actually. It had nothing to do with the fact that we're watching this. I just happened to run out.
Violence and crime, while keeping hundreds of millions trapped in disease. If it didn't exist already, inventing it today would be unthinkable. And yet, more than two...
Would it be? Hold on. What do you mean? Hold on. I'm gonna pause, because I got too much. Let me grab a mineral water. I genuinely think, if, like, flat out, if, like, specifically beer, right, but in general, any kind of, like, fermented, alcoholic beverage, specifically, I think it's inevitable. I think without it, humans don't evolve. Like, genuinely, think about it. Like, there's so many creatures out there right now, currently, monkeys, cows, like, so many animals that actually purposefully allow fruit to rot so that it becomes alcoholic, and then they eat it and get a little bit high or a little bit drunk. That's a real freaking thing, especially monkeys.
2 billion people drink.
I think it was inevitable.
Can't imagine it.
I do not believe humanity could exist without the existence of beer. I believe it is intrinsic to the evolution of humanity.
Barbecue without beer, a wedding without wine, or a fancy soiree without champagne. We have a drink at the weekend because it's the weekend, but also after work, when we're stressed and when we're relaxed, sad and happy, at home and outside. Alcohol is kind of a paradox. Why do we cling so much to the thing that harms us the most? You after one drink.
Honestly, it's because we are evolutionarily programmed. We have an actual, genuine, symbiotic relationship with beer. It is actively keeping our stomachs, on an evolutionary level scale, keeping us safe from certain bacteria and diseases. Actually, genuinely. Like when you start to think about it in like wider, bigger scales of like humanity as a whole, the whole like herd immunity and all that.
Alcohol is a biological weapon that yeast produces during fermentation to wipe out its competition. In alcoholic drinks, it's mixed with water and flavored with everything from fruits to caramel. With just one sip, 6 stillions of alcohol molecules flood your stomach and small intestine. From there, they head to your liver, your primary detox center, and to other organs like the brain. But your liver can only process about 1 sip of beer every 5 minutes, so unless you drink really slowly, it will become overwhelmed while an ever-growing swarm floods your brain. Here.
And I feel like this is exactly, that right there is the difference between what our ancestors were doing and us, because our ancestors drank way more beer, way more, but at the same time, they did not, like, we chug beer like crazy in a short amount of time. Like, you start a party at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and you go till like midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. You're like chugging beer like crazy, and you're getting like, you're getting close to alcohol poisoning. Whereas back in the old days, you took beer with you for lunch. You had it at lunch. You basically had beer for breakfast. You had beer for lunch. Then you had beer for dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like they spread it out. You know what I'm saying?
Is where the chaos begins. The legion of intruders fills your brain and starts messing.
By the way, I am not advocating for you to go and start drinking beer for lunch and for dinner and for breakfast. Like, obviously, right? We live in a different society now. We don't rely on beer and alcohol as much as our ancestors did. We have vaccines now. We have like actual better medication now. So we don't need it as much as we did.
With neurotransmitters and receptors. Their sabotage is so complex that scientists aren't fully sure yet about all their mechanisms. But we know that alcohol numbs your neurons, making them slower, and disrupts their communication. This has several effects. It sedates you, melting away tension and stress. It stuns your prefrontal cortex, your center for decision-making and self-control, making you more disinhibited and prone to say or do things that you normally wouldn't. And it releases endorphins, feel-good molecules deeply tied to human connection. The chemical.
And I've seen a lot of like scientists talk about how it's like it may have like what do you do when you get sick? You go to bed, you go to sleep, you rest. Like beer would knock you on your ass. Like you would go to bed, you'd freaking chill out. You know what I'm saying? You'd sit down. So it kind of forced you to like go and rest, and that's why they tended to survive like a little bit more when it came to like diseases, when it came to like viruses, flu, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Chemicals that we produce when we laugh, sing, or dance with others, and which help us turn fleeting moments into shared memories. So, after a drink or 3, the world doesn't only feel lighter, it feels lighter with others. The invisible walls of insecurity around us begin to soften, and you find yourself becoming a little more you. Less afraid to talk, laugh, sing, or share joys and sorrows. Conversations flow easier, smiles last a little longer, and strangers can become friends or lovers more easily. So, for a while,
I mean, that's a fact. I can't lie. I'm a very, very... I know it don't seem like it right on here, but actual IRL, I am like the dad of Comey Can't Communicate. Well, I basically Comey Can't Communicate, but I'd say I'm a lot more like the dad. But I am like, I am that guy. I am like the person that like, whenever everyone's at a party, I find a chair, nice little table, I get a drink, and like that's it. Like I'm locked in. That's just my night. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can sit. If you want to talk to me, you can. Otherwise, I'm chilling. I'm big chilling. I don't really like. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't really like go and like. I'm not a big talker. I'm really not. I'm very quiet. I'm a very quiet, very shy person, actually, IRL. Here, the entire point is for me to freaking yap. No duh. But, like, IRL, I'm super quiet. I'm super, 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 I am the quietest. Like, no, I don't talk I never talk. I just never did. Even as a child, I freaking, I don't see much of a purpose to talking a whole lot. I tend to listen a lot more. But that's also a big, big, big problem for me. It's made me incredibly antisocial. Well, not antisocial necessarily. It's made me incredibly incapable of being a socialite, social. So beer absolutely is one of those like things that helps me socialize for sure. For sure, for sure.
Feels like the weight of being human.
But at the
isn't your-
same time, that's kind of like where that danger comes. You know, you start to get dopamine rushes. You start to freaking like get a little bit too like excited about it, and all of a sudden you don't got that like you don't know when to stop, so to speak.
Yours to carry alone. Alcohol sits at a sweet spot of gentle relaxation, mild courage, and friendly companionship that makes it the perfect social lubricant. One that comes with quite a few costs. Your body on regular drinking. For billions, these rounds become more frequent over time. The occasional drink becomes a weekly habit, then a ritual every other day, catching up.
Oh no, son, my 20s, I say my 20s like I'm freaking so old. I'm still 29, right? I'm about to lose. Anyway, especially my younger 20s, 21 to like 26. Bro, it was daily. No, I was drinking like a medieval freaking like peasant. Let's be real. I'm gonna be real with y'all.
Friends or unwinding.
Me and my brother would go to the like market to buy like a bottle of Jack. It wasn't the super huge one, but it was a bottle of Jack. And like we would go back and like that was it. Like it was a bottle of Jack and we'd buy like Coca-Colas. Like a pack of Coca-Colas. And we would just go back and start knocking back Jack and Cokes and watching movies and doing whatever the hell it was.
And there's always
Shout out to my older bro, Monke.
this buddy who drinks way more and has a perfectly normal life.
Bro, we started packing away 4 Locos. I used to destroy Foster's, bro. I knew Foster's, like, I like, without a shadow of a doubt, in my brain, in my head, I was like, nobody in Australia drinks this. Nobody in Australia drinks Foster's. I didn't care. That was the biggest can of beer, bro. I love that shiz, bro. Foster's? Oh my goodness, bro.
But as the rounds add up over years,
I just like my hypocrisy. I would down Foster's while looking at the you old English, like the freaking the malt liquor, the tall boys, being like, nah, that's like for like alcoholics. That's for alcoholics, bro. I'm just getting my can of Foster's. It's not a double can.
the damage builds up. The alcohol molecule can dissolve in water and fat, which allows it to invade almost every cell and tissue. And when your body breaks it down, it transforms into acetaldehyde, a chemical that's even more toxic than alcohol itself and that wreaks havoc on your tissues, cells, and DNA. In your brain, this shrinks your neurons and severs their connections, making it harder for different parts of the brain to communicate. As your brain withers, your memories fade, your thinking slows down, and your risk of dementia increases. When and how you drink matters. The younger you are, the wider the damage, and the more you drink in one go, the worse you'll make it. The human brain isn't full.
And again, that's right where you get to those big problems. Is that in our society now, it's kind of like it's like a chug society, you know what I'm saying? Whereas medieval peasants used to like spread it out. You know, it was just a drink. It's like Germany, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like what you have a beer with breakfast. Whenever I'm gonna be real with y'all. Whenever I go to Mexico and like I'm gonna go stay there for a month, for like with my family in the rancho out there, like really in the ranch, you know what I'm saying? I'm being dead ass. I will wake up in the morning, go downstairs for breakfast, and grandmama on Papa's side, she would have like I woke up, went down, sat down with all of my uncles, cousins, nieces, nephew, like the whole damn family is like lives in one freaking building over there, right? I had eggs, I had a cactus, like mixed with the eggs, I had beans, and I had a tecate, a beard. That was my breakfast. Damn near every day, bro. Like it wasn't eggs and cactus every single day, right? Sometimes we would have soup, sometimes we would have other stuff. But I would be lying if I said I didn't have like a beer like here and there. Like it was just different there. Like that was just what you drank. And then like you hung out all freaking day, did whatever the hell you were gonna do, you know, do your business, and then you know you walk down the market, you guys grab yourself a 24-pack, and you go walk around the freaking village, and you just sort of go and visit all your favorite friends, all your favorite people from the village, from the ranch, and you just go talk to people. We went to the doctor, talked to the doctor and the nurses, and we went to the freaking they had like a bull arena, like for like when they go like toreros and all that. We went and just hung out there, and just like there was a bunch of people there just chilling, big chilling, and then we would freaking like it was just that's just what you did, and like there was no problems. But then you come back here to LA, and it's just like, oh, you drink beer with breakfast. Oh, that's oh, you drink beer with lunch. Oh, alcoholic. Oh, you drink. But then you see these same freaking people at the nightclub, and within like 3 hours, they chug more alcohol than you've had in a week.
Body wired until your mid-20s, so drinking before that age is like smashing wet cement.
Like people need to learn moderation. That's the problem, especially in like Western society, or specifically, I'm gonna say specifically, LA culture, California society. How about that, right? Because that's the only experience I got. I'm not gonna speak for the rest of the world.
Set. In 20-year-olds, blackout drinking episodes have been found to cause mental problems for up to a year.
I've only ever blacked out once, and apparently, each time you black out, it becomes easier for you to black out the next time. So if you ever black out, like from drinking, it's easier. The next time you black out, it's gonna happen a little bit faster. That's a real thing. Like you are actually doing permanent damage, and so it becomes a little bit easier every single time.
While you entered a room or having difficulty learning new things. Binge drinking in late adolescence is also one of the highest risk factors for early onset dementia. Then there's cancer. Just as smoking hits your lungs, alcohol causes 8 types of cancer, basically everywhere from mouth to bowel, plus breast cancer in women. Here, risks start at an average consumption of less than 1 glass of wine per day. Beyond that, risks increase. Worldwide, alcohol causes around 740,000 new cancer cases per year, leading to 400,000 deaths. Another victim is your liver. Alcohol disrupts fat metabolism, causing fat to build up in your liver cells. But this often has no symptoms, so you may go on drinking as your liver slowly turns to fat, swells with inflammation, and starts to fail. The final stage is cirrhosis. Your liver is full of scars and barely functioning.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I got a cheat code when I was younger. So yeah, I already mentioned this. I got ancestry all over the freaking place, right? Technically, if you go far back enough, I do. But even my IR, like, so I don't want to get too far into it. How about this? Technically, I've said this before. Technically, my Mexican last name is actually German. Because apparently, and it's actually not only German, but it's actually a pretty, like, there's a lot of Mexicans with the same last name. But specifically my last name is apparently a last name that was given from, Germans would have serfs, which are basically like a slave, but it's a slave because they owed you money. You know, they were indebted to you. And they would basically transfer these debts to Spaniards. So basically they would sell their serfs, or transfer their serfs over to the Spaniards, and then, you know, you were a serf, so you had to freaking, like, if you were a serf, they took away your last name, and they gave you a last name that was of a serf. Kind of like how Jon Snow, they took away his last name and named him Snow, even though he should have been a Stark, really. But it's same thing. And so basically, my ancestry goes all the way back to Germany, right? So even at the height of my drinking, I got a freaking liver test done, and they were like, wow, you have a phenomenal liver. And I'm like, how? I legitimately, like, even the doctor was like, what the hell? I'm like, no. I'm like, you sure? I'm like, he's like, I legitimately looked at it, like, told him, like, I drink a lot, like, doc, like, this, like, I love beer. I was like, oh, I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, no, you got phenomenal results, like, not to, I'm like, okay, all right. Bro, he should have never told me. He should have never told me that, bro. I got so much confidence to keep drinking.
This might take over 10 years, but once it appears, it's largely irreversible. Every year, 600,000 people die because they have a liver destroyed by alcohol. Drinking also weakens your heart, raises blood pressure, and increases the risk of stroke and thrombosis, leading to another 500,000 deaths from cardiovascular diseases every year. In terms of looks too, alcohol damages cells around your body, including your skin, which looks older sooner. And not only does alcohol
Damn, bro, blame it on the alcohol
contain a lot of calories itself, it also makes many people very hungry. Drinking is a huge source
Again, at medieval times, you wanted calories. You wanted calories in medieval times.
of weight gain and increases the risk of obesity, opening the door to a cascade of other health problems. When scientists crunch these numbers, they see that health problems can start at about 1 beer a day, and that the chances of premature death start rising significantly at around 3 beers a day for men and less than 2 for women. If this sounds like a lot to you, maybe look around. In the EU, the average man drinks the equivalent of almost 3 beers a day. The average woman, almost 1. Similar figures apply to much of the world, especially the West. There's no other drug we consume that gets so close to the edge of harm. It isn't only your body. Alcohol is unique for another reason: its unmatched ability to destroy others.
It's just so wild to me to see all of this, and then like you see, and to be fair, right? I should also check out the video. I think Kurzgesagt also has one on Mary Jane, marijuana, but like it's just weird. It's just wild to see this as like so intrinsically, like, think about it, like, you can go to war. You can go and die in war before you're allowed to drink these freaking beers. You get what I'm saying? But, like, on top of that, like, there's so many people actively, like, anti-marijuana and anti, like, all that stuff, while, like, being so cool and okay with, like, beer.
Alcohol causes a staggering
I'm
amount
not saying
of
either or is, like, worse or bad or anything like that, but I'm just saying it's very interesting that that's how it's just, like, the way things have gone, you know what I'm saying?
The numbness and disinhibition of a few drinks can morph you into a clumsy critter eager to take really stupid risks on a balcony, at sea, or on the road. Every year.
Yeah, but that's a skill issue, Dio. That's like a. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a disease. That's not like the alcohol. At that point, that's just like either like something's wrong with you, like something led to that. You know what I'm saying?
Alcohol-fueled accidents kill 500,000 people, 300,000 of them in car accidents. But more than half of the people...
That's less to do with alcohol and more to do with the fact that that person's just stupid. You get what I'm saying? That's Darwin Awards.
People who died in those crashes didn't drink. They just died because someone else...
Like, people really be acting like... Like, people really be acting, bro. Like, if I ever was in that bad of a scenario in my life... Like, bro, I had a blanket in my car. I'd go to bed. Like, I'd go to sleep. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, what? Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? A car is it's fine to go to, like, it's a nice place to go to bed. You don't gotta drive. Like, knock the hell out in your car. Just knock out real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you got a heater in there. You got everything you need. You don't gotta do nothing. You just freaking go to bed. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Sleep off the drunk. And then in the morning you freaking drive home. Like, what the hell? Like, what? Come on now.
Dead. Alcohol is also one of the major causes of violence, from fights in the pub to domestic abuse, other brutal assaults, and murder. Figures differ by country, but essentially 50% of all violent crime and sexual assault is committed by drunk offenders. Each year, alcohol-fueled crime kills about 100,000
Really? 50%? That damn.
people. That's a city like Pisa being massacred every year by a drunk mob. And then you have all the non-lethal victims.
Out of curiosity, on like a grander scale kind of deal, is like, I wonder how much of that is like, not the car accidents, but like, I wonder how much of that is like, I'm about to commit a crime, so it's like, this is my last chance to get a drink in me kind of deal, you know what I'm saying?
In England alone, 500,000 adults are injured
so it's
every
kind
year.
It's kind of like, it's not really like, you know, it's not like he drank a beer and went to go commit a crime, you know? He didn't like, like, you know, like your stepdad didn't like drink a beer and become a wife beater. Like he was already a wife beater. He just had, you know, he also was an alcoholic. That's just something, you know what I'm saying?
In accidents caused by drunk people. Another 800,000 get hurt in violent attacks by drunk offenders. Zoomed out to the rest of the drinking world, this means that every year dozens of millions are physically harmed by someone else's drinking. The most innocent bystanders are the 600,000 babies born every year with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, a devastating lifelong condition caused by drinking during pregnancy.
Here's the thing, and people forget this a lot. Not only is this a thing with alcohol, the amount of... You guys know that I've been in like, my job had me like taking care of like children, especially whenever it came to like child protective services scenarios. Whenever like children would be taken away from adults, they would be brought to me. They would be brought to my parents and my older brother. We were caretakers. I technically am still a caretaker, just different like I guess field. But when we were like in like really into that job, like I would get babies, children, actual babies, like brought to my house with like crack addictions, cocaine addictions, freaking babies, which is like, how the I'm like looking at these people like, how's a freaking baby got a drug addict? That doesn't make no freaking sense. How's the baby like getting crack addicted? Like, and they're like, no. So the issue is that the mama would do these drugs during pregnancy. And of course, everything the mama does during everything you eat, everything you inhale, everything that the mama is subjected to during pregnancy, it's gonna go into the baby. Like, all of it is gonna go into good, bad, all of it is going into the baby. You drinking a lot of Pepsis during pregnancy, it's going into the baby. Like, flat out. So when these babies would come out, when they pop out, they'd pop out already addicted to this stuff. So they'd have withdrawal symptoms. You know, the baby wasn't over here like, let me get a hit, man, I'm Johnson. But like, they would have fevers. They would start to have, like, they would actually have the same symptoms of withdrawals.
Is nothing short of a global catastrophe.
Because, you know, they were born and no longer had the freaking, like, the feed from the mama, basically. They got detached from the mama. They cut the umbilical cord.
The final toll. The hijacking of 400 million lives.
And to be completely honest with you, it's like little things like that even though I want to be always fair and I always want to be nice, it's situations like that in my past that like make me so incredibly nonchalant with like people who endanger children and people who value other things in life above their children. Specifically, like moms who like value a new boyfriend who beats their kid, stuff like that, you know. Freaking hate it with a passion, like stuff like you know what I'm saying, like my parents that put more value in other things than they do on their own children. I'm not gonna get into the whole like whether you raise your kid right, whether you're a good, bad parent. I'm just saying people who genuinely value other things or other people more than their offspring, it like on a different level, it just disgusts me.
When your drinking escalates to a point that it causes real harm to yourself
I realize
or others,
that's like a weird
you've
thing.
crossed the invisible line to alcoholism.
It's not a weird thing, right? It's not. It's a very logical thing. But I'm saying I realize that that's like a irrational hatred, so to speak. Like it's like because it's like they might have a certain. It's not even irrational. I'm not gonna say that, but I realize that it's kind of like why you getting like you know why you getting all up in yourself? Why are you getting all up like why are you getting so offended by all that? It's like it's not that I'm getting offended. It's just that like I've seen it way too much, and at this point, it's just like I'm like ugh. You know what I mean? Like it's like one of those things. It's like when you work at McDonald's for too damn long, so to speak, and you're just like I don't want to see another burger again. It's like you know what I'm saying? It's like I've seen this kind of abuse so much that at this point, if I see it again, it's sort of like it activates my almonds so quickly that I'm just like screw you, screw this person, they're garbage, you know what I'm saying? That's why like the whole CPS situation as well with like Ethan Klein and all that like really triggered me, bro. For real, I was like, get the hell out of here with that.
400 million people. 1 in 14 adults are in this territory.
Which is why I'm like so quick to be like, no, that was your douchebag stepdad. That wasn't alcohol. I kind of got like so triggered by that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like don't blame it on the alcohol. If you're a piece of shit that hits kids, that like abuses kids, you're just a piece of shit. You deserve to go to jail.
It's very fuzzy.
Bro set me off. I know you didn't mean to trigger me like that, Kurzgesagt, but you did.
If you consistently drink 8 beers per week as a woman, 15 as a man, or 5 on the same day, you've either crossed the line or are dangerously walking towards it. Of those 400 million, more than half have fallen into an even deeper trap: dependence. When alcohol has become something that you physically or psychologically need. In Europe and the Americas, 1 in 20 adults are caught in this way.
Shout out to Papa Monkey. I don't know if he did it out of like actual genuine like intelligence or whatnot, but he drank my entire childhood. He drank light beers, and he drank basically like a pretty like I'm not gonna say every single day because it definitely wasn't, but on a pretty consistent basis, he would drink like 2 beers. That would be it. Like he would have his 2 beers. You know what I'm saying? Like after work, 2 beers, relax, watch some soccer, go to bed. Bro was so reasonable and so incredibly responsible about his drinking habits that I feel like shout out to Papa Monkey. Like he absolutely made it so that I am able to like be a responsible alcohol drinker today. Actually though.
The stereotype of alcoholism is one of extremes. A homeless person clutching a bottle or an always drunk father shouting at his kids. But it can be far more silent. A US study found that up to 50% of all alcoholics may fly under the radar. They come in 2 main groups: unproblematic young adults and middle-aged professionals with successful careers and families. As one of them, you'll show no antisocial behavior. You'll fulfill your obligations. You'll probably have no diagnosed health conditions. But on average,
we call those what's the term? Functioning alcoholics.
you'll be having 4 beers a day and will get drunk every week. And neither you nor your family may notice. No one questions a drink at dinner, after work, or at a party. But it's exactly that that makes alcohol so dangerous. No other
He's not wrong. He's not wrong, to be fair.
drug is so widely accepted, casually consumed, and easily ignored. So, okay.
And it's like these same people are the people who will look at somebody who buys one tall boy, like a ye old English, and be like, what an alcoholic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they be seeing somebody drink one freaking old boy, and they'd be like, what an alcoholic, I can't believe it. And then meanwhile, they're over here chugging, wine like a
Come to this. A pact with the devil. We made a pact with alcohol to help us solve one of the greatest challenges of being human. Human interaction is messy. We long for closeness, but we're also anxious, awkward, and wary of each other. Am I talking too much? Do they actually like me? What if I say something stupid? There are many ways to navigate this. Alcohol is not the solution, but it is definitely one of them. It is a real and effortless solution to the problem of connecting with others. Studies confirm what we've known for millennia. Modest quantities of alcohol help strangers bond. And individuals who drink moderately and socially tend to have more friends, closer friendships, and higher levels of trust in others. So if we want to step away from alcohol, we need to be honest about what we gain from it. For millennia, we've been giving it our health and years of our lives. And in return, alcohol gave us confidence, connection, and celebration. But right now,
the hell kind of method of drinking alcohol was that? You
this
saw that?
is changing rapidly. Young health and years of our lives. And in return, alcohol.
I mean, it makes sense, right? Because you would be able to like ferment a large batch of alcohol inside of a jar like that. I just didn't. I never thought about like 3 ancient peeps like drinking out of a straw out of it together. I figured they just like scooped it out in a cup or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Gave us confidence, connection, and celebration. But right now, this is changing rapidly. Younger generations, and especially Gen Z, are drinking far less than their parents did. In the US, the share of 18-year-olds who have ever tried alcohol has dropped by 25% in the last decades. Binge drinking in adolescence has plummeted by 50%.
Okay, but to be fair though, let's also be fair though, right? Like, it's like, you can see almost the exact opposite like graph when it comes to like opioids. You know what I'm saying? To be fair, as well as like marijuana and like, other stuff. So it's kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and even in countries like Germany or France, where beer and wine have always been part of the cultural DNA, alcohol consumption is falling. And that's a victory. Fewer accidents, fewer hospital beds filled, fewer lives quietly derailed. But at the same time,
you think that's why so many people are so pissed off on Twitter all the damn time? Like, we just stopped drinking as a society, so it's like everyone's just angry all the damn time?
other things have been falling too. The share of young people who see their friends almost every day has plummeted by 50%.
Oh, that's a fact. Not only that, but dating. Dating has absolutely been destroyed. But to be fair, not only has dating been destroyed, but expectations on both sides have exponentially been like increased because like the only I feel like because the only actual like exposure to dating is like based off of like, animes, movies, video games, books, even novellas. You too, ladies. I'm not freaking mailing just the men and the gamers. Like, let's be real. The amount of like every time I go to a live, like the amount of times you will see ladies going for like on some weird like furry werewolf man bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like some freaking like quit acting like y'all don't exaggerate the hell out of everything too.
Attendance at parties has fallen by 30%.
True that.
Dating and casual sex have fallen.
To be fair, alcohol is expensive as hell. You see like how pricey. Like I don't got money for that shit. I don't got money to go out. I don't got money for dating.
By a similar amount. All while loneliness and mental health issues have skyrocketed.
To be fair, ladies, I'm 29. I'm sexy as hell. I get confused for Samoan. I'm on the chubbier side, but I'm single and ready to mingle. What's up? Hit me up, baby.
There are many different reasons for this, from COVID to social media. But the shift in which drugs we consume...
I got 2 doggos, though, that I obsessively care about, so you're gonna have to be, okay with that.
...is probably not totally unrelated either. Drugs like weed have gained ground massively, and in contrast to drinking, smoking weed tends to make many people less...
I don't let my dogs, lick my freaking lips or, some of those freaking weirdos, you know? But if I'm depressed or sad one day, I'll absolutely let my doggo sleep on the bed with me. You get me? Fair, you know what I'm saying? Fair is fair.
It's energetic.
For some people that's too far too. You know what I'm saying?
Do things more socially awkward, and especially if you use a lot of it, more lonely. Alcohol has been a powerful and influential tool for sharing, celebrating, and enjoying life with others for thousands of years. If the West is on the path to drinking less, we might also be on the path to something completely new. A future where we connect and rejoice without a poisonous chemical crutch, or at least without this specific one. It's up to us to figure out what comes next.
Honestly, brother, like I said, it's evolution. Like I said at the very beginning of the video, alcohol, especially beer, is intrinsic to the evolution of humanity, and because of that, we are multiplying at a much lower rate. That is not that statistics is not it's not you get what I'm saying? That's not a complete coinky dink. It's a fact. They are intrinsically tied. Alcohol has been pushing evolution for humanity for as long as humanity has been existing. Since monkeys first ate a rotting fruit that basically accidentally turned into alcohol. That basically pushed us into evolution. Flat out. Without a shadow of a doubt.
There are so many other ways to strengthen your confidence and make connections. By doing the things you're passionate about. By working towards...
BS, because then I just do the things I'm passionate about by myself, like I'm doing right now. Well, besides you, chat, right? I love y'all. Just shout out. Well, I'm not talking about you, right?
By investing time into your...
you know what? I kind of disproved my own point there, but you know what I'm saying.
Dreams. Like starting your own business. With the help of today's sponsor, Odoo, a business management software, you can do the first step of starting a new business in 3 minutes. Don't believe me? I bet you 5 ducks, and you and I will do it together. You can try Odoo for free.
Dude, 5 ducks? Hold on, I only got 4 though. You're gonna have to I'm gonna have to give you an IOU if I lose this bet. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can gamble this.
By clicking this button here. The first application stays free forever with unlimited hosting and support. Let's select the e-commerce application to set up an online store. Then you just follow...
I'm not gonna lie to you, I absolutely will be getting into all of this, extra stuff. But it's kind of me personally... And I have a shop. I have a store. A merch a merch shop already. If you go to my Streamlabs, I have a shop. I have very, very simple logo designs for, very simple stuff. But I don't really want to get too much into it because in my mind it's A, I haven't debuted yet, and B, I'm not at 1,000 subscribers, so I'm not really a self-sufficient YouTube channel yet. I don't have a what would we call it, a self-sufficient, a self-maintaining community yet. So it's kind of I don't see a point to it. I want to focus on content and making content, creating good content, and once my content is peak, I feel then I could start to put out merch and stuff, right? But even then, merch is I don't want merch just to be merch for I don't want y'all to just give me money for the sake of giving me money, right? I like the way that other people like Moist Critical do it and stuff, where it's kind of I want to actually like hire an artiste to make like a piece of art of like one of myself, one of Bon, one of Nana, and I want it to be its own intrinsic piece of art. Like I want it to like be its own thing. So like if you walk around in public with it, it's not like, oh, that's OzDaMonke. Oh, that's Bon from OzDaMonke, or that's Nana from the. No, I want it to just be like, oh, that's just. It looks like a really cool, like generic and like not generic in that sense, but it looks like a really cool just anime T-shirt that like you could like see in any anime shop or any like merchandise shop. I want it to have like a cool design. I don't want it to just be like it's my face, it's my logo, it's my me. Like just standing there. Like you know what I'm saying? I kind of want it to have a little bit of a flair to it. Something to it, So we'll get into that. But right now, I got other things to focus on. Regardless though, what a phenomenal video by Kurzgesagt. Amazing. As always, Kurzgesagt putting out the top quality premium educational content. Please go and support. Please go and check them out. I'm gonna go ahead and link the video on the Discord. Bam. And if you are watching on the VOD, it'll be down in the description below. Please be sure to support Kurzgesagt, and be sure to drop me a like, drop me a sub too. You know what I'm saying? Show some support. Let's get to 1,000 before the end of the year. We get there, baby. We get there. We're at 621. Thank you all so much for all the support. You guys have absolutely made. Y'all make a monkey happy. I'm really freaking happy. Like, thank y'all so much for all the support you've given me. Every single one of you is amazing. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day, night, morning, evening. Hold on, let me say goodbye on the VOD first, right? Like, goodbye, everyone. Have a down in the description below. Goodbye. But to everyone who's like here in live with me on the stream, thank you so much. Really, like, all things considered, it's been so much fun. Even while I'm injured and messed up, and I got the flu right now. Just sort of like I don't know, yapping while watching like cool content. Getting people's opinions and just talking to everybody here. It's just cool. It's just fun. It's just nice. You know what I mean? It's kind of like whenever I'm just talking with my friends. I like it. So thank you so much for, I guess, just putting up with me, having patience with me, and just for watching, and nothing else. Even if you don't like, even if you don't subscribe, even if you don't follow, if you don't do anything else, even if you just clicked on the video, watched the first 10 seconds, and then said, I hate his voice, and left. Thank you so much just for swinging by. Ayoo, Monodachis! Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also find links to the videos that we reacted to today down in the description below, along with my Oshi marks. I'll see you in the next video, Monos. Goodbye, and thank you so much for swinging by. Salut!